Today I wanted to share with you my watercolor supply haul from AliExpress. We've got paints and we've got papers, and I can't wait to explore these with you guys soon. So all these goodies came from a few different shops on AliExpress. I'll try my best to link everything in the description if you want to try them out yourself. Pretty much everything here is either from a brand I'm familiar with and I've tried before and I'm just trying a different product of theirs, or it's something that came highly recommended to me from one of my amazing artists in the paint box, my art-centric Discord server. Now, this isn't a full review of any of these products, and the only product in this haul that I have personal experience with and have used myself is the Dora Art Watercolor Pad. I ordered another of these because I actually really enjoy using it, and I've made some really cute art on this pad, and it is a cellulose based watercolor pad. So there are some cotton rag round watercolor blocks on the market here in the US, but what I like about this is it's receptive to both watercolor and alcohol marker, and it's just a lot of fun to use. So inspired by that, you're going to see a lot of round watercolor pads today. So we have here some tone tan paper. Originally I thought it was watercolor paper. It is 200G. So gee whiz. Okay, watercolor paper is usually 300 GSM. So 200G would probably be about cardstock weight. Cardstock weight would be 80 pounds. No. Cardstock weight is 80 pounds and watercolor paper is 180 to 300 pounds, and this is only 2/3, so maybe like 110 pound. Anyway, I want to play around with this using alcohol markers, maybe color pencils, watercolor pencils, and watercolor, because those of you who've watched the channel for a while know that I like toned papers. I think they can be a lot of fun, and I find the round format really inspiring and invigorating. So I look forward to playing with this a little bit later. Now, this doesn't seem to be a block. These do seem to be individual sheets, and there doesn't seem to be a strong surface texture to this, so I wouldn't even call it like a 90-pound watercolor paper. At best, it's probably going to be like a mixed media paper, but mixed media paper does have its uses, and I do like me some good mixed media paper from time to time. Now, I have used Paul Rubens supplies in the past. Paul Rubens is a Chinese watercolor brand that's kind of growing in popularity, in part from YouTube, and I'm actually in the middle of checking out another Paul Rubens watercolor pad and actually really liking it. Spoiler alert there. This is just a smaller round block of their cotton paper, so same paper as the block that I'm already reviewing, just in a different format, and this is such a tiny, cute round block. It does look like it might want to part ways with the cardboard or chipboard backing on the back, but we'll have to take a look at this at a later date. And then here is a tin of watercolor paper. This is 25% cotton, 75% German paper pulp. I'm not always the biggest fan of mixed case papers, but you know, I used to hate Fabriano Studio. It's like 25% cotton, and then I figured out how to handle it. So I think this might be, I might take the things I've learned. Oh, hey, these rounds are actually smaller than the tin implies. That's kind of a bummer. They're also in here backwards. And even better, there is a giant foam disc. Oh, AliExpress. But we will take a better look at this at a later date and explore this more in depth when we have time to do so. This came in an earlier shipment, so this has been sitting for a couple of weeks. Wanted to just kind of keep everything together until everything came in. And I apologize, my camera is super duper good at picking up those terrible, horrible ripping noises that you get from opening bubble wrap. Oh. Okay, I gotta get a pair of scissors. So we have some more Paul Rubens goodness. So this is actually intended to help you remove your watercolor paper from the block. And since I think I ordered this from the official Paul Rubens store, they threw this in with my order of this block here. And this is a smaller size of that larger block. And then this, I'm particularly excited about. This is watercolor paper, yes, but it's like they're really nice watercolor paper with a lot of texture. And I thought this was supposed to have, maybe I misunderstood. I thought this was supposed to have like little flecks of gold in it. Maybe it, oh, it does, it sparkles. Oh, yes. I look forward to playing with this one. That is going to be some shoujo realness, y'all. Too bad conventions are canceled, because that's the sort of thing that looks the best in person. And then finally, I promised you guys some watercolors. We have the Supervision watercolors. So here's a little 3 set of primary yellow, quin magenta, and phthalo blue, as well as a little bit of literature in there. I'll save that for the review. And then we have a half pan, and we also have 2 tubes of their super granulating colors. And these, if the pictures don't lie, these are super cool because they granulate with both colors, which could be a really cool effect for foliage, fireworks, or even adding some interest to clothing, using it as like a base for clothing. Now I've been trying to move into working my watercolors less, not overworking them to death, and taking on some lighter styles that let the watercolors themselves sing. And I've been really excited by granulating colors, so I am super excited to try these out. So as a reminder, none of this is stuff that I was like, oh, that looks like it's going to be terrible. Let me order it for internet chuckles. All of this is stuff that either was recommended to me in the paint box, my Discord server, or that I've tried and used myself. So I have high hopes for all of these. None of these are meant to be burner things, and I'm really hoping to get a lot of use out of all of them. So the review for everything but this, because I already reviewed this. You can check that out. I'll link that down in the description below. But the review for everything else here, they will come out piecemeal, bit by bit. If you want to check them out early, you can support my work over on Patreon at patreon.com/nattosoup. My wonderful patrons get early access to my art supply reviews and my tutorials, and that's how you can help me continue to make art education freely accessible to anybody with an internet connection, whether it's a smartphone or a library computer or the computer at school. I try to make sure my tutorials and reviews are accessible to people of any income bracket. And I also try to review art supplies that kind of stretch the spectrum of the income bracket as well, from Crayola stuff to stuff you can find at Dollar Tree and Five Below, to stuff from AliExpress, to professional grade watercolor and comic artist supplies. So if you enjoy the work I do here on the channel and you want to help me continue to make it a reality, you can join me on Patreon at patreon.com/nattosoup. So I look forward to exploring these more in individual videos, giving them the time and the attention that they deserve. And I hope you guys are looking forward to that as well. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me for this haul, and I'll see you guys again soon. So friends at home, which supplies from AliExpress do you guys think are going to be the best? What do you have high hopes for? I already know that I like the Dora Art Watercolor Pad, Watercolor Pad, but I am hoping that I'll really like the Martini watercolor paper. These are little rounds, they're like coaster size rounds. And I hope I will enjoy the Paul Rubens round, but you know, I'm already enjoying my larger Paul Rubens 100% cotton pad, so surely this cannot fail me, huh? The Tone Tan round, I almost said watercolor round, but it's not necessarily. It's more like a mixed media paper. This has a lot of promise, and hopefully it has enough tooth to take color pencils well. But I think the things I am most excited about are the Paul Rubens sparkly watercolor paper. I'm pretty excited about that. It doesn't seem like it's just on the surface. It seems like it was integrated in the paper making process, so hopefully it won't slough off with water. Because yeah, I know you could just add iridescent medium when you're stretching your watercolor paper, but then it might slough off. Hopefully this won't, and the packaging is just so precious, y'all. But I'm also really excited about the granulating watercolors that granulate 2 different colors. I love Daniel Smith Undersea Green. It's one of my favorite colors and I use it all the time. I'm constantly going through tubes of Undersea Green because I use it with my foliage, because you get like these yellow green hints and these blue green hints and these indigo hints, and it's perfect, right? So I'm kind of hopeful that these will be just as cool but granulate with different colors to continue to add a little pizzazz to my watercolor collection. So anyway, I hope I got you guys psyched for what's coming up on the channel. I'm definitely excited to get to play with these. As always, these materials were purchased out of pocket. So again, if you like what I do here on the channel, a great way to help me continue to do it is by supporting my work over on Patreon. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Continue to stay safe and healthy, and I hope to see you guys again really soon. Bye guys.